Hello and welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. My name is Simon. This is my daily Bitcoin price action analysis. Happy Friday to you. Yes, that's right. It's very close to the end of the week for CME and not too far away for the perpetual exchanges. And I'm not going to lie to you, the current 4-hour candle does not look good if you're looking for more upside. If you're looking for a range play, then it looks great. Clearly, as a trader, you should be impartial as to the direction of price action. But I think inevitably, most people are kind of drawn to upside in general. That's probably part of human psychology, which is best left outside of the trading forum. But it sneaks in all the time. Anyway, before I get into the price action, I just want to remind you, this is not financial advice. No. Okay, did I say happy Friday to you? And is this recording? Yes, and I have now. Right then, so I do apologize, but this range of doom is back on the chart. And I'm apologizing on behalf of Bitcoin for being so, quite frankly, boring and repetitive. I think we've covered the 60,000 and something dollar range Bitcoin. I think you need to move on, either into the 70s or into the 50s. But the 60s is again a bit boring, if I'm honest. Okay, so yes, I've got the range of doom back up, and yes, I've still got an ascending trend line, which does indeed still reflect some integrity with regards to higher lows. Now, where this current move is going to stop, nobody knows. What's left on the clock? So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this candle closes at 9 o'clock, which will correspond to what's it called? CME's closure, I think. If I just switch over to CME, just shy of 2 hours left for CME, and so going back to the range of doom, it's still got a chance of continuing in this uptrend, this buying pressure, this ascending triangle, but it's clearly a very key area, which is the midpoint of the range, and it's coming in at 66,000, give or take. It's a range. The midpoint is a range anywhere from 64.5 up to, 67.5. So that's a big range, but easy just to think of it as multiple 4-hour closures back below 66,000, and it's not looking good for this ascending triangle to remain as such. And certainly, if it starts to close back below this trend line, which remember, I've just drawn that on, it's a random line. It's not random, but it represents this low and this low. So will this one come down and meet it and then move back up? I don't know. But if it does start to make multiple 4-hour closures back below the midline and doesn't get any sort of support in line with the trend, then you would expect it to revisit the bottom side of the range around 59,000. So I think it's pretty unlikely that happens today, with there only being 2 hours left for CME to trade. But who knows? Maybe over the weekend it'll be a bigger pullback, and then there'll be a gap on CME. But again, that's just pointless hearsay. I'm just going to look at the lower time frame, the low time frames, just to see if there's anything obvious. Oh, boom! I've had a busy day, so I haven't really been looking at the charts throughout the day. Oh yeah, on the momentum front, so the MACD is currently below the zero line, right? But this 4-hour candle hasn't closed. So it looks like closures anywhere sort of around the 76 well, it needs to close above 67,650, and as you can see, it's $1,000 below there at the moment. So it's looking like, I don't know, but it seems more probable that this 4-hour candle will close below this area, 67, just call it 500, and therefore the MACD will cross below the zero line, making more downside and the momentum to the downside then more likely as the next move. It doesn't really matter though in the grand scheme of things as long as Bitcoin stays above 59,000 on the higher time frames. So yeah, I just wanted to check in on the MACD. Now I'm going to get rid of it and drop down to the 50-minute time frame, which as you can see is that's a fairly aggressive move. That is what's known as an impulsive move, and it hasn't yet pulled back, although I don't know why the current price line so I can barely see it. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it has pulled back a fair amount. It did indeed come down to 64.7. You know, it would need to, so this isn't particularly easy to trade, this sort of stuff, but if you take that from the high to the low, and you leave it on there, so from the high of the move to the current low of the move, 50% is coming in around 67.9. So that would be, if this retraces half of the move, it's a big if, that would mean that the 4-hour MACD remains above the midline. But only by the skin of its teeth. So, you know, treat that in whatever way you want. It does probably deserve a bit of a pinch of salt, but hey ho. As you can see, it is still above the midpoint, so who knows, maybe it will bounce from here. But what's not evident, no, that I rephrase, this is a classic double top too, but what is now present on the chart, if you care to look, so you can see this on the 4-hour, but demonstrates it well on the 15. We've got a high, got a low. We now have a lower high. Wow! Not sure what happened to my circle there, but this whole bit is a lower high. In a way, this part here, which makes this a double top, is a failed higher high on that time frame. And that's what a double top is a failed higher high. So we've got a high, a low, a lower high. What we don't yet have is a lower low, but it seems like one is likely to occur. You know, therefore, Bitcoin needs to get back up to these areas to negate that trend. What would look back good for more upside would be, well, either of those two rubbish drawings, and clearly if Bitcoin turns back down, having bounced to anywhere up to here, then that's just continuation of this, what now is a downtrend on the lower time frames. My name is Simon, but by the looks of that, it should be Picasso. Anyway, that's 9 minutes. I'm sorry about the hazy camera. I did try and wipe off the lens before, that sounds gross, before I started to record this video. But yeah, apologies for the haziness of the video. I will sort it out for tomorrow. Oh, that reminds me, if you've enjoyed the video, you found it in any way useful, you like a bit of Picasso art on your chart, then please like and subscribe. And if you don't like any of that, definitely don't come back tomorrow, because I'll be doing it all again for some weekend price action. Take care. Enjoy what's left of your Friday. Bye-bye.